So this could be game-changing for our Baltimore Ravens. John Harbaugh just talked about an emerging star on his defense, plus a under-the-radar defensive tackle has been really turning heads, and he's got a chance to make the roster and really make a difference on this defense. Plus, Malachi Starks, the rookie safety, the best safety in this year's draft class, continues to shine, picking off Lamar Jackson. Plus, Lamar Jackson and Rashod Bateman are continuing to heat up with long bomb touchdowns. Rashod Bateman has by far been the best deep threat in training camp so far. Justice Hill addresses the media and talks about his role in the offense, man, and much more. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. As always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Ravens today. We got a lot of updates for you guys, and I just want to kind of go through these rapid fire with you guys. Make sure you have all of your Ravens news and updates, but also a lot of exciting stuff to get through. So let's go ahead and dive in, man. At number 1, we start off with some of the practice highlights for today. This is what Jeff Zrebiec actually reported, who is one of the best reporters, beat reporters, getting his hands dirty there, live reporting every single day. He's one of the best in the business. He says slow start for Lamar Jackson in red zone period with a sack and 3 straight incompletion, but he's heated up. Hit Devontae Walker for a touchdown. By the way, continues to build that chemistry with Tez Walker, man, the speedy second-year receiver. But then he says, with Wiggins in tight coverage, then found a perfect throw to Rashod Bateman for a 40-yard touchdown with the Wouzier in coverage, and then found Wade deep in the middle. Jonas Schaefer reports that Rashod Bateman and Lamar Jackson were just in sync today. He said maybe 6 completions already in team drills, including a 50-yard touchdown down the left sideline over Chidobe and Sanusi Kane. So this is why it's fun to look through different reports. Like Jeff says it's a 40-yard touchdown. Jonas says it's a 50-yard touchdown, give or take, same range. Rashod Bateman has been the Ravens' top downfield threat in camp. Rashod Bateman, I don't know if you guys remember, but when he was going through the pre-draft process, he ran a 4.39. Another time came out and said 4.4. Either way, 4.39 or 4.4 is fast. Rashod Bateman can really move downfield. Even though he doesn't always look like he's the fastest guy, the guy's a glider. He just kind of glides and floats downfield. He really does create separation, and he can really fly and get open deep, especially when you combine that with the ability to route run, to get guys to kind of bite or do double moves, head fakes. Can really create separation downfield, as we saw last year with a career-high 9 touchdowns, over 700 receiving yards for Rashod Bateman, who was recently extended to a contract this offseason. So really excited for what Bateman's going to do in this offense, as we've talked about. Also, Brian Wacker, he reported that Tyler Loop made a 67-yard field goal. So the rookie kicker's looking good. I was really encouraged in the preseason game after he missed the 40-something yarder. Came back and drilled the 50-plus yarder with the confidence. Man, kicker's got to have confidence to see that he's able to kind of get through that mental hurdle, bounce back, kick the ball with confidence. That was good to see. And then now in practice, kicking a 67-yarder, man. So at number 2, let's talk about what John Harbaugh had to say on the second-year player. This is the guy that I really think can be a game changer for this team this year. Travis Jones. I believe he has the potential to be an all-pro, like superstar defensive tackle up there with, the among the best defensive tackles in the game.
I'm excited about him. I think he's ready to roll. He's had a great couple years of preparation. He tweaked his ankle last year, had the high ankle. He played through it, did a great job. And for him to play on that severe of a high ankle sprain and play the way he did was incredible. So now he's healthy, and he stays healthy. But he's had a great camp.
Now, if you combine that with Nnamdi Madubuike, who has been drawing a lot of double teams, especially last year, and who's also an all-pro player in his own right, don't forget, 13 sacks in 2023 with 56 tackles. Now, in 2024, that took a little bit of a dip. He had 43 tackles for 6.5 sacks, still great production. Wasn't as dominant, but he also saw a lot of double teams. Now, Travis Jones was dominant in off-season workouts, and then in training camp, and then was dominant in the beginning of the year, but then had a high ankle sprain. And I don't know if you guys remember, but he would not practice all week or be limited or not practice, and he would suit up for game days. It was basically just pain management. He had an incredible amount of pain that he was fighting through and was still able to get out there and fight through those injuries because he wanted to be there for his teammates. And he still put on good tape. It's not like he was a scrub out there. He was a big part of the defense. He just wasn't as good as he would have been if he was fully healthy. I don't know if you guys remember this either, but Michael Pierce, before he retired, he said that Travis Jones was the strongest player on the team and one of the strongest players he's ever been around. So, I mean, Michael Pierce was a strong dude in his own right. So to have that type of praise from that caliber of player is really exciting. I'm expecting a big breakout for Travis Jones. Now, that's going to be dangerous because Travis Jones, as your starting nose tackle, that's 0 tech, 1 tech, right? With Matabike as a starting 3 tech. And then we have Mike Green, Van Noy, Owe flying off the edge, plus some of the young dogs that are hungry. This pass rush, this defensive line is really exciting. Now, there's other guys. There's another defensive tackle that's looking to make the roster, that's turning heads, is getting some attention, and especially now that we played the first preseason game, because this guy, he plays better in the games than he does in practice and during drills because he's so new to football. He's not familiar with, the mental part of the game. He literally just came to the country in 2023 and played his first, pro football through the International Player Pathway Program. We're talking about CJ Okoier. Hopefully Okoye, I don't know. I don't want to mess it up, but the international player, he's 6'6", 370 pounds. He had 3 tackles in the preseason debut. Massive quarterback hit on Daniel Jones where he shucked off the offensive lineman and came straight for Daniel Jones and ate his lunch. Made sure he felt it when he hit the ground. Literally came to the country in 2023, was signed by the Chargers, and then this year he was signed by the Ravens on a futures deal, and he's looking to crack that 53-man roster. John Harbaugh said he's really learning, that he's making good use of all the size that he has, and that he has come light years. And then Okoye himself said, when I first got here, Coach Dennis said he's going to make me a darn good football player, and I believed it. For me, that's a goal of mine to make the 53-man roster, but that's a far goal. The next goal is the next game. So he's getting prepared for that next preseason action with the Dallas Cowboys. That's right around the corner, just a few days away from that action that we're going to be seeing on Saturday. Also remember that the Baltimore Ravens signed John Jenkins as a veteran nose tackle. So the Ravens are building some depth on this defensive line. I'm really excited. They also have Broderick Washington, who's been a solid rotational piece on this defensive line as well. So keep your eye out for Okoye in these final preseason games. I'm really rooting for him. At number 3, I want to talk about what Justice Hill had to say. He was interviewed today. He got to talk to the press, the media, and he was asked about his elite blocking abilities. Remember when he was blocking dudes one-on-one on an island out there, protecting Lamar Jackson with everything he had against, massive defensive tackles like Chris Jones, and he was just out there battling, man. I just don't want us to overlook Justice Hill, how much of a weapon he is, because in the passing game this last year, he caught a lot of checkdowns and screens and was able to burst upfield, second and long, third and long, even some fourth down conversions, where he was able to convert and be a clutch weapon in big time moments in the passing game, and not only pass pro for Lamar Jackson, but also catch passes and convert first downs. I'm really excited about Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, and Derrick Henry as our 3-man running back monster. Here's what Justice Hill had to say on those blocking abilities.
I mean, it's obviously my size, my stature. That's what makes me a lead blocker. But, no, I mean, it's just a want to, a will. Like, I just want to make sure that my guys are making the play, and it's as simple as that. Like, I just have the will to do it. And, Keaton, I mean, he's coming along, too, in that aspect. I think a lot of times coming into college, and that's like your first time really pass protecting, so you might not be the best at it. And then as you get more and more reps, like anything in life, you're going to get way better. And so, like for me, I mean, I've been doing it for a while, and each year I just try to continue to get better in that. And I really just focus on it as well. So whether we're doing an ACT walkthrough, try to make sure I'm practicing my technique, and then when it comes to full speed in the games, it's just kind of like I've been there before.
And then check out the humility, man. Like he's in a clear competition for Keaton Mitchell. Like Keaton Mitchell's coming to get some snaps. We know that he wants to play. He is talented enough to get play. We see the explosion. We saw him take over the preseason game. So Keaton Mitchell and Justice Hill are clearly, fighting for snaps. They're going to be eating into each other's playing time because we know Derrick Henry's going to get his carries. So the next guys, Keaton Mitchell and Justice Hill, are probably going to be getting on the field more in those second and third down situations, the obvious passing situations. And Justice Hill still gives praise and gives a shout out to Keaton Mitchell. That just shows the type of guy he is, his character. But man, I'm really excited for Justice Hill. He continues to get better every single year. He seems like he gets more explosive and stronger. He talked about putting on some more muscle this offseason as well. So fired up for this running back room in general and what Justice Hill is going to bring to the table. Just don't want us to overlook him because he was really a weapon this last year in the passing game. At number 4, Malachi Starks, the rookie safety, continues to turn heads and make plays. Man, we weren't expecting Malachi to have to get thrown into the fire as a starting safety. A starting safety as a rookie is a lot of responsibility to know, what his assignment is. Do you drop the assignments, the responsibilities, all the different coverages, the blitz packages, the different rules that he's going to have to follow? Does he drop? Does he come? Does he cover the flat? All the different things that he has to get mentally. It's a lot for a rookie. And Ardarius Washington, to start off the year, was going to probably be the starter, and Malachi Starks was going to get sprinkled in there and probably earn more of a role as the season went on. Same way the Ravens introduced Kyle Hamilton, same way they introduced Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins. None of these guys were thrown into the fire as starters right off the rip. They gave them time and packages to kind of process in there. They usually don't throw their DBs out to the fire like that because they want them to play with confidence. They want them to know the game mentally. But Malachi is absolutely getting a starting role right off the get-go. And if there's one guy that I think can do it, I think it's Malachi Starks. He has apparently gotten with other players, other rookies, to start a film study, private film study that he's leading and doing private walkthroughs. He did the same type of things in Georgia. He's just a natural leader. He is smart, and he continues to make plays. So he picked off Lamar Jackson. That's pretty good because Lamar only had 4 picks in the entire season last year, and I think he's already picked him off more than once. This definitely wasn't the first pick of his in camp. So Malachi Starks, I'm fired up to see him paired up with Kyle Hamilton as that nasty safety duo. There was a report yesterday that Kyle Hamilton and Malachi Starks just got back to the sidelines, shared an embrace, smacking each other's helmets. Just love to see that, dude. Just, the guys, the bros, they're fired up for each other, they're excited for each other, and they're smacking each other. Embrace. I love it, man. I'm here for it. At number 5, another guy that's been standing out who we're going to keep an eye out in this preseason action is Jay Higgins. He actually earned the number 1 coverage grade on the entire team for the Baltimore Ravens against the Colts in the preseason opener with the 85.2 coverage grade, number 1 defensive grade overall, 88.1, number 4 tackling grade, number 4 pass rush grade. Nice showing for the undrafted free agent All-American. He's going to make his bid to try to get on this roster. He's going to have to continue to shine in preseason on special teams and making plays in the defense. So let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below, man. Smash the like button if you got any value out of today's content at all. As always, man, it really helps out the channel. Much love for you guys, or for the Flock family that has been tuning in to these episodes of Ravens Reports, day in, day out, showing the love, showing the support, the likes, the comments, man. This is truly a family that we've built up here, and we get to come and enjoy talking about our Ravens together, man. So I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.